Hello. Oh my gosh, welcome back. Here I am again. This is week 4 of my live stream. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So if you are new here, let me just so if you're new here, feel free to chime in and drop a comment. Let me know where you're from. I'm Jackie Baker. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty, serving Bergen County, New Jersey. And this is my weekly live stream where we talk about real estate issues and just about the market in general. So thank you for being here. So what I'm talking about this week, every week I try to come up with a relevant topic to share with everybody. And just make sure y'all can hear me. I always try to find a relevant topic. And lately, what I've been seeing because of what's going on in our sellers market, I thought it would be good to do a refresher about selling your home. Okay, so I'm titled this Selling Your Home in 2021. Okay, what's so special about 2021? Well, because it's still in the seller's market. Okay. And what I have found is some people feel like they don't have to do anything to their house because they figure, oh, people are just going to come in and buy it anyway because there's such a shortage of homes that they don't care. They're just going to go in and, they'll just come in and buy it. They don't care what it looks like. Well, P.S. Yeah, people do care. Now, what's happening since the height of all of this, it's slowed down a little bit. I've been saying this for the past few weeks. We're getting it's a lower buyer demand. Okay, and you know this is okay. It's leveling off a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you could still just put your house on the market and just not do into it and hope that the first guy's going to come along is going to sell your house. Not the case, especially now because buyers are very savvy. They don't want to overpay. They're paying attention. They're doing their due diligence to make sure the house is in good condition. So let's get into this. So we're talking about, again, selling your home in 2021, how we're going to be prepping our home. I'm talking about prepping your home. And also I want to touch on making sure how you have to check to make sure all your financial things are in order, meaning that you got to know like exactly what you owe on your mortgage before you close. So the first thing you need to do is you have to think about, okay, what do I owe on my mortgage? What am I going to be netting when I close on this house? So I'm going to touch on that as well. So just a recap of last week. So since last Tuesday, it's picking up again. It was slow a little bit for a couple of weeks. My condo listing in Mawa that went in attorney review, got an accepted offer, got a few offers on that one. And so I'm very excited for my sellers on that one. I also got an application accepted for a rental of a home in Mawa. So pretty flipping awesome. Pretty excited about that. And I had the pleasure on Sunday morning, I was invited to be on the Mawa Experience podcast. Now, last week I mentioned that on Mawa Day that I kind of hijacked the guys' podcast. So they invited me back and I went back in on Sunday morning and I was there for about 45 minutes. It was a wonderful time. So I can't wait for that podcast to come out. I'll share it here on my channel. So thank you, Dave, Brett, and Scott. Awesome time. Hope you have me back. That was a lot of fun. All right. So moving on. All right. Let's talk about this. Prepping your home for sale in 2021. So again, you still have to prep your home. Even if you think you're going to have a million people standing at your door wanting to buy your house because nothing else is for sale, still got to make it look good. So the first thing, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, first thing you have to do is declutter, depersonalize, to 2 Ds, right? We want to declutter any extra stuff you have laying around, clean up all that stuff, purge. Love purging. Purged my garage this weekend. It was awesome. The best thing ever. So we also want to depersonalize. This is so hard for people. When I say depersonalize, we need to take all the pictures down off the walls. And, I get it. You got pictures of your kids, your grandkids, your wedding pictures, pictures of your pets. I get it. And believe me, I've been there, done that. When I sold my house a number of years ago, I was so upset. I'm like, really? I kind of take all these down. I know, But believe me, the buyers don't need to see all that stuff. And speaking from experience, when I walk through homes with buyers and there's tons of pictures in the house, they get distracted. They get distracted and they want to stop and look at, like, oh, look at their wedding picture. Oh, look, they went on their honeymoon in Antigua. We went to Antigua. Or like, like, oh, look, they're a Jets fan. They're a Giants fan. Okay, that's great. Let's move on. Let's go check out the kitchen. You don't, they can't be distracted. They got to walk in and be able to visualize themselves in your home. So that is so important to depersonalize. Just get that stuff, get it off the walls, and you got to go with the mindset. You're moving anyway, right? So might as well just pack the pictures up. So number 2 on my list is we want to fix minor things. Okay. So we have like little minor things that need to be done. So I don't know, like, little minor things like, I don't know, moldings, cracking the molding, or, you want to paint the front door, things like that. Because if you don't, do these things and you just let them go, it's not going to look too appealing to a buyer, because they're going to see that and they're going to think, you know what? How well maintained is this house? It's not looking too hot. So they're going to think, what else is wrong with the home? So doing those little things makes a big difference. So even if you have to hire a handyman, it's money well spent. Okay. So speaking of money well spent, adding on to that, when you want to fix all those minor things, I suggest, I've had a few of my sellers agree to do this. I've done it myself. You want to get a home inspection of your home before you list it. No joke. I know it costs about $500-600, but you know what? It's money well spent, because the home inspector is going to go through your house like it's, like they're going to be walking through with a buyer, right? And they're going to point out things that need to be done. Any problems, any issues, they're going to point it out. So here, you're going to take that and you're going to fix it yourself before you even get it on the market. Now, this doesn't guarantee that when a buyer comes in with their home inspector that, oh, they're not going to find anything wrong because we addressed it all. That doesn't guarantee that. Another home inspector may find something else that your home inspector didn't pick up on, and and that's okay. So, but as long as you address any major things that came up on your home inspection, you are saving yourself so much money, time, and aggravation when you're going through that whole process, and when you're under contract and going through the inspection stuff. It's, oh my gosh. I mean, I can't tell you how many sellers get so stressed out about the home inspection because they're so worried about, like, what are they going to find? What are they going to find wrong with the house? Well, you know what? If you did your home inspection before, you already know what issues came up and you already fixed them. So I highly, highly recommend that you get a pre-home inspection done. It's pre-listing home inspection. Well worth the money. Okay, so my next item on my list, my favorite topic, is staging. And people get so overwhelmed when I say this, when I talk about, we should stage your home, because they're like, oh my God, this is so expensive. How am I going to do this? Sorry, oh my gosh. And listen, it's nothing to stress out about. You know why? Well, like for me personally, in my business, I actually have a stager that I work with, and it's at no cost to my sellers. When I bring her in, she goes in and looks at the house, and she looks and she evaluates and she makes recommendations, and then she puts that into a report. And then that goes to the sellers, and they do what they want with it. So if they want to paint the colors that she recommends, they'll do that. If they want to change up the beddings, they want to get some different colored, different types of throw pillows. What she'll also recommend, excuse me, what she also recommends, which is I love about her, she repurposes furniture. So say in your living room, you have a couple of extra chairs that are just hanging out, just there, there's just a couple of extra chairs. She will find another room to put those chairs in to make it look good and look like that they're meant to be there, that for a purpose. She has such a great eye for this. I've seen her walk through homes and be like, you know what? Take that armchair, put it over here. Let's put it with this little table, this little end table. We'll make a little sitting area right here, and then move this plant behind here. And and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even think of doing that, but she does. So That's what stagers do for you. And it's really incredible what it when you see the before and the after and you see how it looks. Oh my God. So going in, this is what we do. My stager and I, we go in and we see, like, we look through the eyes of a buyer to see what is it that's going to draw people here to want to buy this house. What's going to make it appealing? And then so Jen goes in, my stager, and she just goes right in and does it and takes care of it and gets that house looking awesome. So that's another thing I got to do it. I recommend it. You have to do it. All right. Now, let's get into on the financial end of everything. So before you even think about calling a real estate agent in to come look at your house, to put it on the market, if you still have a mortgage on the home, check with your bank to see what you owe on the house. I just had this recently with a client. He had it set in his head, I owe X amount of dollars on my mortgage. I know what I owe. So if I make this amount of money on the sale, I can clear out the mortgage and I'm going to, pay the commission, pay this other stuff, and I'm going to net X amount of dollars. Well, P.S., once we got under contract, he got the payout from the bank of what he was going to owe at closing, what he had to pay off. And it was higher than what he had thought. Yeah. So a little bit of a shock there. He was a little freaked out about that because he needed every dime from the proceeds of that sale to buy the next house. So before you even call in a real estate agent, check with your bank, make sure you know what the payout is. And then you're going to want to talk. I can't even talk. You're going to want to talk about, I'm so sorry. You're going to want to go into finding out what your net profit's going to be after you close. Okay. So you're going to look at what do you owe in your mortgage? Okay. So you got to pay that off. You have to pay the real estate commission, which is about 5%. Okay. It's 2.5 is going to your listing agent. 2.5 is going to the buyer agent. And then you want to calculate the real estate transfer tax. So that's good old New Jersey. We have our taxes here. So the real estate transfer tax is approximately 1% of the purchase price. Then after that, you're also going to have some attorney fees. Attorneys in New Jersey, real estate attorneys charge anywhere about to about like $900 up to maybe like $1,300, give or take. So calculate all that out first, so you know exactly what you're walking away with at the closing table. If you need a certain amount of money to move on to the next place or for your retirement or what have you, whatever you need it for, do the math. Do the math first before you even call in a real estate agent, because I'm telling you, oh my God, you do not want that shock at all. I felt so bad for my client. He was in a panic. But you live and learn. It turned out to be okay. It all worked out for him in the end, but oh my God, I thought he was going to heart attack. I felt so bad because he was just telling me the whole time, like, oh, this is what I owe. This is what I owe. I'm good. No, it didn't work. He was wrong. My God. So don't be like him. Just do the right thing. Check it yourself first. Another thing we need to talk about, you want to check with the town to make sure all of your permits are closed out. If you had done any projects on your home, you did an addition, you put a deck on, you did whatever, make sure all the permits are closed out. Even a water heater, like if you put in a new water heater, make sure you got a permit for that. Because what happens is when your home goes under contract, the buyer's attorney is going to make sure that everything is on the up and up, and they're going to file an OPRA request with the town to make sure there aren't any open permits. Get that all taken care of before you even think about listing it, because that can turn into a nightmare as well when you're going to the closing table and that stuff's not addressed. You don't have permits. It's not good. Not good, folks. So anyway, so that is what I got going on today. So I hope this information is helping you. Again, yes, seller's market still, absolutely. And will you get top dollar? Probably, as long as you price it right. And if you do these things that I'm telling you right now, what I shared with you tonight, because this will guarantee that you will get top dollar. Because if people walk in and see a beautiful home and it's the right price, you'll get your price, or you'll get higher. I mean, there's no doubt. So, but I think that is all that I have for this evening. This is a quick one tonight, but I so appreciate you all joining me. And listen, and if anybody has any ideas for any topics, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I will be back next week, and I'm going to be dropping on my channel in the comments here. I'm sorry, not in the comments, in the description box, when the Mawa Experience podcast comes out, so you guys can check that out. So it's pretty cool. It was it was a fun time. So, all right. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all, and you all have a good week. I'll see you soon.